And so I'm here to share my story with you. So I will start with the fact that I used to be a teacher. I used to teach 4th, 6th, and 7th grades. And I learned that between 6th and 7th grade, there is a huge mind shift that goes on in adolescence. And these are some of the things that my students were saying to me. There's no point in dreaming. You'll never get what you want. I'll just collect my check from the state. And things like, we have now power and control. The government and big business have power and control. Okay, so these are the things that tomorrow's adults are saying to me. This is the next generation coming up have these things in their mind. This is what they believe about themselves and about where the world is going and where there is hope for them. And so I stopped teaching because I felt like I was a cog in a system that was broken. And I believed in these students, and I felt like when I tried to help them, I was not being allowed to help them in the way that they really needed. So I walked away from teaching, and in the process, I ended up working with a life coach who introduced me to a book called Healing the Child Within. And that opened up a whole spectrum of new investigation for me. I went through healing the inner child for myself. I then became a certified trauma support specialist, positive psychology practitioner, and cognitive behavioral therapy life coach. I decided to move to Los Angeles and start a nonprofit organization, Reflecting Inward Life Coaching. And I created a website with a bunch of resources that are scaffolded, that build upon each other to help people see the value in themselves, to see the value in others, to heal their child within, to overcome limiting mindsets, and to get to a place where we can have emotional intelligence even if we don't agree on things, and to find a like-minded community so that we can thrive and to reach our goals. So I created all of that. The nonprofit was organized very quickly. Within 2 weeks, it had nonprofit status, and I went off. And just like starting any new business, sometimes you have to work in order to provide for yourself as you get lifted off. And so when I first moved to Los Angeles, I had 3 part-time jobs. Within 3 months, my intuition told me to quit my jobs. And I was thinking, my rational mind, I can't quit my jobs. I just moved to Los Angeles. It's one of the most expensive cities to live in. I can't quit my jobs. But I had made a commitment to follow my intuition no matter what it told me. So I did. I quit all 3 of my jobs. And my roommate suggested that I start spending time at a couple of local cafes. So I did, and I started to talk to people there. And this was a place that a lot of entertainment community members frequented, and I shared with them my thoughts about teaching and where the mindset of the next generation is. And I told them, you know what, we need a sequel to The Greatest Showman. It is my favorite film, and my classroom themes were always set around a million dreams, because I wanted them to believe that if they had a dream and they kept at it and they moved toward it, they could reach their dreams. They could have what they wanted. And so I kept talking to them about this story I had in my mind about how we're going to help the world see how valuable they are, how valuable other people are, get over our differences and work together as one, to have the hope and the success, the self-efficacy that we need in the world. How do we get together as a community and create the world that we want to see when we have big money that likes their big money standing in the way? So everyone I talked to loved the story I was sharing. So I kept going back to these cafes. I didn't know what to do with it. I went online because I really felt inspired to pick back up voice lessons. So I Googled voice lessons, and I saw a woman's website that never ever appeared before. And I clicked on it and I scrolled through a little bit and I felt impressed to reach out to her, so I did. And in that very first conversation, she said, "Have you ever thought about writing your own music?" And I just said, no. I'm not good enough at the piano to write my own music, and that type of a thing was going through my mind, but I just said, no, not really. Hung up the phone. Without even thinking, I opened up my laptop and I started typing. And within 2 hours, I had the lyrics to 2 original songs that fit in with the mindset that I was talking about with this Greatest Showman 2, which I subtitled Peaceful Revolution. I took those lyrics back to the cafe and I said, "Hey guys, so I had this conversation with a voice coach and this is what came out of it." And they read through them and they said, "Okay, so we love your plot. We love the intention. We love the message. We love the lyrics. You need to write the screenplay." And my immediate response was, and this is part of the message, is that we need to understand where our beliefs come from and why we automatically say and do the things that we say and do, and challenge those beliefs and those actions. Because my immediate response was, I don't write screenplays. Well, 4 days later, I woke up because I didn't have a job anymore. Still, I said, what do I want to do today? And I felt really, really at peace and really strongly pulled to go to Morro Bay. And so I said, okay. I got on my car and I drove the 3 or so hours to Morro Bay, walked around the beach, enjoyed slow San Luis Obispo for the day, and then at sunset I decided it's time to go back to LA. So I got in my car, started driving. 20 minutes into that drive I realized, I don't have any lyrics for the original characters people are going to want to hear from Hugh Jackman, Zendaya, Zac Efron. I need to figure out how they're connected. So in my mind I was like, okay, what's the connection? What's the story? How are they going to be involved with each other, with the original cast and these new characters? And 20 minutes after that, I realized, hey, I'm writing a screenplay. And I got home and I Googled how to format a screenplay and I started writing. And 2.5 weeks later, I had a full screenplay and lyrics to 11 songs to go with it. And I presented it to an executive. She liked it. She especially loved the lyrics. She loved the character development. But just like everyone else I had talked to who didn't really want to get involved, I didn't have the rights. So she didn't really want to, consider moving forward with it or even hypothetically moving forward with it because I didn't have the rights. And I sent it to Hugh Jackman's agents, all of them. I sent it to all of Zac Efron's agents. And I basically just said, hey, if they're at all interested, I would just like to collaborate with them, with other talented screenwriters to make this perfect. I know it's not going to be perfect, but I want to get it to the point where it speaks exactly to the hearts of everyone in the world, to our potential and what we can do when we work together. So if this is in the right vein with what they believe in and want to work on, let's work together. Let's try to make this happen. Heard nothing back. And that's okay, because I understand that their job is to be the guardians, to be, the wall that keeps the people who just aren't at the right level away from their clientele. I get that. And because I'm not in the industry, I understand that they just never responded. And I give them kudos for being great guardians, genuinely. However, this is going to happen. How it's going to happen, I am not sure, but the world needs this. Chances are, if you've watched from the very beginning of this video, you've seen exactly what I'm talking about all around you, and it's needed. The Greatest Showman had an absolutely spectacular turnout for the box office, and for the money they got from it based upon how much they spent on it. It's a guaranteed hit as long as we give the viewers what they want, right? And so if you agree with this, I want you to get the word out. I want you to share this video everywhere. I want it to spread everywhere. I am not big on getting followers. I am big on getting this message out, because it is one of the most important messages that we need to hear right now, is that we can work together, that we can be successful, and that the next generations have hope, and they know how to get there. And speaking of knowing how to get there, I didn't stop there. Part of my inspiration process, my Eat, Pray, Love experience over the last year and a half, has been guided me to the very next step, which is people love these things. They touch their hearts and souls. They love what they hear, and then they walk away. And it diminishes because they don't know what to do with that. They don't know how to get to this place that they want to be in. And so what I decided was, it's time to create a documentary series that follows the format of the film, to actually show people in reality, everyday life, real people, real experiences. How do I do this? How do I become more aware of the thoughts and the experiences from my environment that are holding me back? How do I heal the inner child? How do I overcome limiting mindsets? How do I find the community that resonates with what I want for my life? How do I find the right connections? How? So that's what the documentary series is all going to be about. It's scaffolding, building upon step by step what needs to happen to get somebody from I can't, there's no point in trying, to I made it and I'm successful, and this is happening for me because I went through this process. Okay, so I'm really excited about that as well. It includes specifically how to start a business, how to find organizations that will fund your business, how to find free organizations that help you start from nothing and put together a business. You get to watch people as they do it. You get to have access to their resources they use. This is important. People need to know that they can be self-sustaining in their own communities, that they can keep their money in their communities. They don't have to go and spend money somewhere, that there are options for them besides giving their money to big businesses. I'm not against big business necessarily, but I think that people need to have a sense of they have options. They have some power and control over where they can put their money and get what they need. So by doing that, we empower communities, we empower individuals, we start more businesses, we have more product availability that heads us in the right direction. So that's just a snippet of what to expect. If you agree with any or even part of this mission, I implore you to share this link with as many people as you possibly can. Because my goal is to say thank you, guardians of Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron. Thank you for everything you do. But the people have spoken. The community has said, we need this. This is valuable. This is important. We want to hear this. So be the petition. Be the numbers that say Zac Efron should give this person a call. Hugh Jackman should give this person a call. They should work together. We need to make this happen. You are my community. I am working for you, for your success. I'm on your side. So thank you for being a part of my community. I look forward to all the wonderful bliss that comes out of these projects. And I look forward to hearing from you as the audience, because we want to make sure we're giving you what you need. So speak to us so that we can tailor things to meet your needs and to help you thrive. Okay, I love you all. I hope to hear from you soon. Comment, ask questions, do whatever you need to do. And I will let you know as soon as I hear from Zach or Hugh, and as soon as we know more about moving forward. I believe in this. I believe in you. And I love you. Have a spectacular day.